everyone, how are we today? It's that time of month again. We're going to be doing the shadow work reading today for the full moon in Libra. Okay, I will get into that in a moment. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the readings, including the monthly shadow work reading every full moon. Make sure you do leave a comment on the video so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading as well. This month I am using the Heal Yourself reading cards. I also have the ones I use every most months here, the Red Hand Lenormand, and then also this month using the Soul Contract card deck as well. All right, so we sort of this full moon, it's called the pink moon in Libra. It's not actually pink. It's just, signals the start of summer, spring, I should say, sorry. But this is actually a very important full moon because it is a big kind of turning point for everybody. We've been through some rough energy the last month or so, even longer for some of us, but this is where we're not only having that full moon release, but it's the end of Venus retrograde as well, down to within the hour of this full moon peak period. Quite interesting this month to see that happening. But it is a really big, like I said, turning point. It's a big closure point, a time to, release and then renew your energy, move forward into new cycles, get rid of those old ones finally. Libra, this full moon is in Libra during the sign of Aries season. It is actually pretty chill full moon there. Like I said, it's all about nurturing balance. Libra is all about balance, and so it's finding that harmony and just finding that balance within yourself. Finally start understanding the recent transformations, realizations and recognition of all that work you've been doing, whether consciously or subconsciously. It's all sort of starting to fall into place for you there, what this whole journey has been about. So big turning point, getting some extra clarity for a lot of you on and being able to start that brand new cycle. Being such a chill full moon, if you do find any of that emotional stuff popping up this full moon, it's a really good full moon to just soothe yourself with, really soft music, art, things of beauty and peace, basically, channeling that inner serenity. All right, but it being in the sign of Aries, it is actually, with the Libra finding balance there, it's actually also, oddly enough, a good time for impulsivity as well. But, within reason, guys, balance, within balance. It's going with the flow kind of impulsivity, making decisions on the fly, on the snap, making those decisions, anything that you're having to decide right now, doing it really quickly, just sort of trusting that inner guidance and, enjoying the moment of just being able to go, yep, cool, yep, moving on with that, helping you, keep aligned with your spiritual path in a natural sort of flow state by doing so. So pretty chill full moon overall. It is a very big release point. Like I said, we have had a rough transformative energy in the last month, 2 months for quite a lot of people here. So it really is the opportunity to, work out what that transformation has been about and to be able to move forward, from that and find balance once again. All right, so I'm loving this energy for us, but we will be starting with Libra today, being the full moon in Libra. Timestamps, as always, in the description box. So, you're more than welcome to check multiple placements. Your moon sign, obviously, very strong during the full moons, but you are welcome to, check out that Venus placement as well, with the retrograde just coming to a close, or your rising as well as your sun. Okay, so getting started with our Libras. Okay, Libra, shadow work for our Libra this month. the final release for Libra. Shadow work message for Libra this month, please. Okay, on the topic of courage for you, Libra. Okay, so, finally, there's this, with that transformative energy, finally finding the courage to, take a leap of faith where you do need to, Libra, finding the courage to, face your inner truth and the things that you truly desire. Courage definitely something that is starting to come out of you a little bit more here. We've seen some sort of transformation within you recently, Libra, when it comes to, facing your fears and, finding the courage to step forward in a new kind of way for yourself. All right, so we'll just clarify that. Shadow work message for our Libra, please. And the first card that's flown on out here is the book, Libra. So, finding the knowledge within self and learning more about yourself to really, jump into that next chapter of your life. Finding the courage to, this is where I truly want to go. This is the story I want to write for myself. And I'm going to follow that with an intensity. I'm definitely seeing that intensity is just flying out here too. Oh, definitely. For a lot of you, it's a very passionate intensity, maybe love-based courage for quite a lot of you. We also have the candle coming through. So, that's that inner fire, that inner passion, especially with the moon following that. We do see a lot of emotions at the surface there, and a sensitivity to your emotional self, the intuition coming a lot closer to the surface for you at the moment, where you're able to, make those more intuitive decisions from your emotional self. And it's because you've got, this fire burning within you, really pushing you at the moment to move into those next chapters and take those leaps of faith in your life. We also have the rose there as well. So definitely seeing a lot of passion coming through for you here. For some of you, it's like igniting that passion within, career, love. It can be passion towards anything in your life. But I do feel for a few of you, this is definitely romantic passion at the surface for a lot of you, and really sort of finally listening to your truth and your heart, and having the courage to, allow that to light you and allow that candle to, overwhelm your life, not just, hide deep down within you. You're now allowing it to sort of light the darkness. And you may find this might be a bit of an emotional full moon for you, but it's that release that you need, Libra. You do need that emotional release right now, so that we can make sure that we are willing to embrace our passion and true desires, the things that, make us feel like we're truly giving to ourselves, we're giving to the world, and not being afraid of the thorns, because with the courage energy there in the next chapter, there's always going to be thorns. Every rose has its thorn, Libra. So, it's kind of understanding that, do you know what? I want the rose regardless of the thorns. So I'm going to have the courage to, pluck that rose from the bush, even if I do need, even if I do stab myself on a thorn in the process. It's what I desire. It's what really truly inspires me and delights my soul to do this. And like, I just can't, like, I'm feeling for a lot of you, Libra, there's this energy of, with the moon there, it's just this energy of, I just can't live with myself if I don't chase this dream, basically. That, I don't want to regret not trying. And so there's definitely pushing yourself forwards, finally seeing the truth of yourself, and what you want your next chapter to look like. And you're kind of going, what, it's not just going to happen for me. It's time for me to, put pen to paper and write that into my life, and pluck that rose for myself that I'm desiring here. Having the courage to, not just want it, but to do something about it as well. But like I said, Libra, it does feel like a lot of you may have a bit of an emotional release point this full moon as well. So just be aware of that. Crying is cleansing, all right? During full moons, crying is cleansing. So, have the courage to face those tears as well, Libra. Shadow work. Moving forward with shadow work message for Libra. Whoa, you're just flying them out at me today, Libra, which straight away we're seeing the light of truth, which is pretty much exactly what we were just sort of seeing that light within yourself, your inner truth, and moving forward with that. The light of truth dispels confusion, offering clarity and insight. Follow its guidance to uncover deeper wisdom within yourself. So it's illumination, revealing wisdom and your inner knowing. So really trusting yourself and what is coming to the surface within yourself. If you are, especially when I said the emotional cleansing, crying is cleansing, you wouldn't be crying about these things if they didn't mean something to you. So keep that in mind as well. It's either time to purge those things out of your life as the final final part of this transformation for yourself, Libra, or it's time to take steps, the courage to get those things that there's no point crying over spilt milk. I'm getting a lot of references to crying for you here, Libra. So, I would not be surprised at all if it's a bit of a teary one for the next couple of days for you. So don't be afraid of that. All right, don't be afraid of the tears. So that's what we have for you, Libra. More than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you leave a comment so you go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to our Scorpios. Okay, Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know for their shadow work this month? Kind of looking at the final release for your shadow work this month, Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know this month? What are we looking at for Scorpio with shadow work this month, please? Letting go. All right. So it's been a bit of a struggle. There's been some things that you've been holding on to. We're definitely seeing on the bottom of the deck here the Phoenix rising. There is a couple of Phoenix cards in this one. And this is the final one where you rise from the ashes. That transformation is complete, Scorpio. It's time to let go of that person, that version of yourself that you are no longer. All right. Those things that happened to you in the past, that was a different version of you. You have a brand new version of yourself being able to now rise to the surface and move forward. All right. So the past, it's that energy of, yes, we need to, understand that these things have happened, but we need to learn from them and not allow them to affect us in the present. Because the more that you're holding on to and, rehashing things that have happened to you in the past, the more that you're actually allowing those things to hurt you right here, right now, in the present. And then, if you're thinking about those things again tomorrow, they're hurting you in the future as well. Letting go of those things does not mean forgiveness for those things of happening, forgiveness for those people who did those things, or whatever it is for you there, Scorpio. Letting go means choosing to focus on the present and the future, choosing to, I release the past that does not serve me. I learn what I need to learn from that past, and I enable myself to move forward in a future where I do not allow that to hurt me anymore. I choose myself. Basically, I choose happiness. It's time to finally release those things and release those versions of yourself that have been continually hurt by those things. Choose happiness, Scorpio. That's kind of what I feel like this is all about for you. Clarifying this message for our Scorpios. Shadow work for Scorpio this month, please. Oh, amazing energy. Firstly, we see the moth, followed by the birds. Okay, you can kind of see here the moth is in its final stage of that metamorphosis, and then we see, you know, taking flight here with the birds. So it's time to really, you know, once again, like I said, we had that phoenix rising. We're seeing similar energy once again here with this moth transformative energy. You're in that final stage. You have your wings now. It's time to you know, release as so that you can fly, so that you can let go and fly, Scorpio. All right. The moth really lets us know that, yeah, you have done the work. You know, this is going to be a time of clarity for you. I feel that, you know, to understand that this is a brand new version of yourself. You're not a caterpillar anymore. You know, the version of yourself that has been hurt in the past. That's that caterpillar. You've turned into your cocoon. You've gone within. You've done the work, whether consciously or subconsciously. You've done a lot of the work. And so now it's all about recognizing that transformation within yourself, recognizing that you are not that same person that those things happen to. You do not, you know, just because those things happen to you does not mean that you're going to allow them to keep hurting you today, tomorrow, the next day. You're going to take flight and move forwards within yourself, within your future. The birds does talk about, you know, using your wisdom here, but we do get a very fluttery kind of energy with the birds as well. So there is a need to conversate is coming through strongly there as well. Sometimes it talks about, you know, phone calls and things like that. So I do feel as though for some of you there may be the need to reach out to somebody specifically through a phone call. So I don't know why that's coming through in that terminology there, but that's what we're getting. But it's really just giving me this energy of flying towards you know, no longer keeping yourself grounded in the past and allowing yourself to take flight into the future. For some of you, definitely getting conversations, you know, moving forward there. I'm also getting like something about gossip or rumors that you kind of believed in the past, or have allowed yourself to believe about yourself, and flying away from those things and not allowing them to affect you anymore. Moving towards the stars. All right, we have the stars there. So, you know, you're not just flying off into the sunset, you're flying off into space. So this is a huge energy for you. You just need to, you know, purge and release and let go of the past, just so that you can, you know, reach the stars for yourself here, Scorpio. The stars are about wish fulfillment. All right, reaching out to the things that you desire the most, setting goals for yourself, you know, and really focusing on those wishes, those dreams, and knowing that they are within reach for you, finding hope and optimism in the future once again. I feel like for a lot of you, you have had a rough eclipse and retrograde, you know, last few months here, where the past has been rearing its ugly head quite a lot for you, Scorpio. So, you know, it's time to focus forwards, focus on the sky, not where you've come from. I was getting this message recently for a lot of people: clawing your way up from hell so that you can reach the heavens. This is exactly what your path is doing at the moment here, Scorpio. You have been you have clawed your way up from hell, and you know now your wings you're no longer clipped. You can fly free, so that you can now fly up to the heavens. All right, and we see the heavens, you know, right there within reach for you. All right, very celestial kind of message there, but it's a big transformative energy that you've been through, and I feel like for a lot of you, you're starting to see why it's been so painful, because it's enabling you to now let go of the pain. All right, but final message for Scorpio with their shadow work. Final message for Scorpio with your shadow work. I'm sorry about any background noise there, Scorpio. I've got my neighbour using a shovel out there today, quite loud on concrete when they, you know, lift the concrete. Oh, look at this, the universal hug for you, Scorpio. I love that. So whatever you believe in, whether it's, God, the universe, spirit, whatever you want to sort of call that, even if you want it to be me, here's a big, gigantic hug from us all. Feel the universe wrap you in the embrace of unconditional love. Let this energy of warmth and acceptance restore and uplift your spirit. Um, Divine warmth, universal love, and embracing energy. So allow yourself to feel that at the moment. All right. Scorpio, I'm getting a few images here in regard to that as well, that some of you, I'm kind of being shown some visualizations that you may find useful to be able to feel that big universal hug, all right? I am being shown probably the main one that I use personally. I'm an earth sign though, so I don't know if this is going to work for you guys as well, but I do quite often, you know, I do not have a mother in my life, and so sometimes when you're feeling that need for that embrace, that mother's hug, I use Mother Earth, Earth Mother, Gaia, quite often, and I, I do digging down into the earth kind of meditations where, you know, if anyone's done any of those sorts of meditations in the past, okay, it's quite elaborate at this point. All right, I've got quite a few rooms down there where I've got some beautiful, I love my crystals and whatnot, so I've got some beautiful big rose quartz, and I go down there and meet Gaia, and we have a big hug it out session, and like to the point where you can feel it, all right? So I'm getting that coming through strongly. I felt the need to share that with you, so that may be useful to some of you. But I'm also being shown some visualizations here in regard to like angels. So but it's not typical angels, okay? Because I'm being shown a typical kind of angel, with the wings, the feathers coming around you, and just having that sensation of, wings coming around you, and being hugged by wings. All right. But what I'm actually getting for some of you here is wings of, the feathers are made of flame. They're like fire wings coming around you here, Scorpio. And being a water sign, you may prefer wings of water, whatever feels right for you personally. Wings of light, wings of feather, wings of flame, whatever feels right. I'm just sort of definitely seeing the flames for somebody here. This is actually something that when you feel those wings wrap themselves around you and embrace you, Scorpio, know that they are yours. All right, it's not necessarily another entity. It's feeling like, like someone doing a meditation and realizing that there's these beautiful wings embracing them and giving them that hug that they've needed this entire time. But then there's this moment of realization where you kind of stop and realize, where did the wings come from? They're coming from behind me and they're wrapping around me. There's nobody there. It's myself. That's my wings wrapping around me. So I really love that imagery for you, though. But whatever you're feeling drawn to with that universal hug, it's kind of like the universe just sort of saying, Scorpio, I know you've been through it. I know you've been through it. You need a hug. All right. And I'm also seeing a reference here to a close friend of mine where we had a big hug the other week, and she was like, titty hugs are just so much different. There's just something about hugging a boob. She's a short person, so she always ends up hugging our boobs when we give her hugs. So, but there's something embracing about that, So I'm kind of hearing that message as well, that maybe you just need to hug up to someone's boobs, and there you go. Scorpio, enjoy. So that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements. Make sure you do leave a comment so that you can go in the draw for that free personal reading as well. And moving on over to our Sagittarians. Okay, Sagittarius, what does Sagittarius need to know for shadow work this month? Message for Sagittarius. What's the release for Sagittarius's shadow work this month? Final release energy for our Sagittarius this month. Alchemy. I just trying to get a feel for what that's about. Alchemy. So alchemy, just for those of you who don't know, alchemy is, turning something crap into something awesome. All right. The most common sort of reference, especially in modern culture and things like that, is, turning things into gold, being able to turn just a plain stone into a chunk of gold. So that's the easiest way to sort of envision alchemy, is turning a rock into gold, a gold nugget. But, alchemy can be a lot of different things. It's turning one thing that's a negative or a blandness into something else completely. It's very interesting to me here, Sagittarius, that we see the flames behind this girl here, and then we see she's holding two different things here. One of them looks like a light or like a light bulb, and the other is like just a plain glass bulb. Which I always read that plain glass bowl as water. All right, so she's turning the water into light, which I just felt that was somehow relevant here. Using the flame to turn water into light. All right, so I'm just getting a lot of symbology kind of based stuff here for you, Sagittarius. So using the flame is using your passion, your desire. The flame, to turn water, which is emotion, feelings, the things that have been, the crazy emotions that have been running through you, the things that have hurt you in the past and whatnot, the emotions from the past, turning those into light, turning those into positivity, like positive energy. Light is very sort of similar to the flame, but it's an expression. It's something that shines differently. It's about reaching your goals and your wishes coming true, having hope and optimism and positivity. So it's kind of, using the negative emotions to inspire creativity and positivity within yourself, using the bad-ish to create the good-ish for yourself, because, as with anything, without the darkness, there is no light. You can't distinguish light from, from other light, but you can distinguish light from the darkness. So using all the bad stuff that you've been through, all the bad emotions that you have been holding on to and that have been surfacing around, for you, using those to learn from those and to, I don't want those emotions in my life anymore. I want to focus on positivity and happiness. I'm not going to allow, the negativity to overwhelm me anymore. I'm going to focus on the positivity. I'm going to learn from that. Use the, turn that into something else. So it's kind of like using a bad experience, learning from a bad experience, and turning it into a positive for yourself. I'm just trying to think of an example here. Well, even just with the rock and gold thing again, and turning a past negative experience, turning this rock, something that has been like solid and stopping you, blocking you, or an obstacle, turning that into gold. Gold is much more malleable, and you can melt gold down, and you can create jewelry out of that gold. So your ability to turn that bad situation and find the beauty, and find the things, the lessons, I suppose, that you've learned about that obstacle, and how you actually got over that. How did you get over those obstacles using the knowledge of, do you know what, I've learned how to get through that. I know now in the future how to get through that. It's never going to be a problem for me again, because I now know how to deal with that. I now know how to solve that problem, kind of thing. And that's the gold, that's the jewelry that I can now wear, this badge of honor, this golden badge saying Sagittarius survived the rock, whatever. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but clarifying this message for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, shadow work message for our Sagittarians. Sagittarius, what does Sagittarius need to know in regard to shadow work, please? Come from the void. Look at this. Black hole, the void. Time. The sands of time allow us to, the hourglass there allows us to escape that black hole, to see, with time, we find the light in the darkness. Like I said, there can be no light without darkness. But you've come from this darkness, and with time, as time has passed, one little shifting piece of sand by another, learning one thing at a time, one step at a time, we move into the light. We have the letter coming through here for you. So it's time to, I'm just getting a bunch of sporadic random messages here. Just like random phrases and things are coming through here. So use that force of alchemy to turn it into what is, to take what is relevant for yourself here. Because I'm seeing, the sands of time, just one little drop of sand at a time. It's like taking steps and towards the communication that you desire, or, communicating with yourself about, do you know what? I thought I was only seeing one drop of sand at a time falling, but now I've accumulated all this sand. So I know that it's possible. I'm communicating with myself. I'm talking to myself. I'm journaling. I feel like journaling for quite a lot of you is coming through there as well. Writing letters to people that have hurt me, and then burning them, allowing that energy to fade. I'm seeing things like that as well. Communicating that, it's time to communicate. It's time to talk about these things. It's time to write these things down. Write your story. Especially when it comes to the emotions. It's time to talk about the emotions that you experienced in this void, because the void is never empty. The void is never empty. It is reminding me, I kind of knew that this was something that was going to be a big topic for the entire collective this month, because I came across a poem the other day about the abyss. That the abyss is not actually empty, that the skeletons of our past live there. The skeletons, the versions of ourselves that we once were, live there. If I would actually suggest to you, Sagittarius, to, in the description box, you'll see the links to, my Facebook and things. The Facebook, it was on my Facebook page. I shared this poem. That's what I'm seeing here. You know, the void stares back. There is more in the void. The void is not empty. The void is never empty. The abyss, you know, has eyes. There is things in the abyss. There's things in that black hole, and I feel like it's time for you to actually talk about what you saw there. Communicate, even if it's just with yourself. Communicate about what you saw there, Sagittarius. You know, because you have clawed your way on up out of that abyss, one sand molecule at a time. You clawed your way up, and it's time for you to recognize it, and it's time for you to talk about it, even just to, if only to you. Talk about the emotions. Talk about how much you learned about your emotions, and you learned more about emotion than some people ever experience. You learned depths of emotion that some people never experience. And you know what? You now have the opportunity to turn that into something that works for you instead of against you. Follow your intuition here. I'm definitely picking up that for some of you, it's time to write that down, to talk about it. So, you know, I am definitely seeing a couple of you here, you know, writing like a book, or writing, you know, sharing on a podcast or something like that, your story about, when I was in the void, this is what I saw. These are the emotions I've experienced. That I feel like there's emotions, or a depth of emotions here, Sagittarius, that not everyone feels. This is next level. Not gonna lie, I feel the need to share here, Sagittarius. I am neurodivergent. I actually have borderline personality disorder, which is quite commonly known to people with BPD. It is quite commonly known to us that it's a depth of emotion that a lot of people just don't have. There's an extra layer to emotion, or an intensity to emotion that a lot of people don't experience. And that's what I'm feeling here with you. I'm definitely not saying you have BPD, although some of you may. I'm not going to lie. Hi. I'm not diagnosing anyone. No way. No way. I'm just saying it's the level of depth. It's equal to something very kind of, well, not necessarily rare, but like something not spoken about a lot. About a grouping of people that experience emotion on a different level to normal people. Because I feel as though you kind of understand what I'm talking about, Sagittarius, that regardless of neurotypical, non-neurotypical at all, regardless of that, some people don't feel emotion the same way as you. You feel it deeper. You're more connected to it. It's time to talk about that. It's time to open up to that and communicate that in some way, shape, or form. All right. So that's what alchemy, creating gold from, you know, the rock. Sagittarius, final message for Sagittarius when it comes to shadow work. Whoa. Okay. Cool. Cosmic rhythm. Feel the cosmic rhythm. It resonates harmoniously with the flow of your life. Universal pulsation, life rhythm, synchronicities. All right, so that I feel as though that means a lot more to the emotion as well. That you are connecting to something deeper here, Sagittarius. That's part of what that alchemy is. It's you're alchemizing the normal human experience, turning it into something deeper for yourself. Which, you know, I get that. I love that. A lot of people don't understand that, but here we are that you do, and it's part of your cosmic rhythm. All right, and you probably will notice a lot of synchronicities around this time as well. They're clarifying to you that it's time. It's really time for you to be the fullness of self. You know, don't hide from the fullness and the depth of those emotions. They've made you who you are. They are you. Okay. So that's what we have for you today, Sagittarius. Very layered message there. So I hope that makes sense to you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course, see how they resonate, or add layers of information for you there. Make sure you leave a comment as well so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to our Cappies. Capricorn, shadow work message for our Capricorns. The final release for Capricorn. What's the shadow work message for Capricorn this month, please? It's wanting me to be weird with the cards. Capricorn, please. Discover your life purpose. Not going to lie, on the bottom of the deck we've got procrastination. It's kind of telling me that a lot of you already know what your life's purpose involves, or you feel your life's purpose, and you are kind of procrastinating a lot when it goes to this. Not going to lie, me too. It's kind of giving this energy of you have been relying on things happening for you, but you're procrastinating doing anything yourself about it. It's kind of like it's a weird energy because it kind of feels like you're waiting for something you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting for, that's why you feel like you're procrastinating, because it feels like you're actually waiting for something. I will just need to go straight into the clarification, I think, here, Capricorn. And for some of you, you may not have been kind of consciously aware of that life purpose energy before, but that's what this full moon is doing. It's giving you the clarity to actually discover where your life is taking you, and the purpose for you here, the things that make you feel fulfilled. Capricorn, shadow work message for our Capricorns, please. Maybe I'm just struggling with this message because I am a Capricorn. Because it just feels like, you know that saying, right on the tip of my tongue? It's like it's so close I can taste it. It's just, it's like trying to eat a lolly, but the wrapper is still on, so you can't actually, like, the lolly is there. You can feel the size, the shape, even the texture of the lolly, but the wrapper is still on, so you can't taste the flavor. You can't distinguish what flavor it is. You can't be specific. That's the way this message feels, Capricorn. Like there's just a layer between the full understanding of this message. There's just a layer that I just cannot breach of the message. Maybe it's because I'm a Capricorn, because I feel like this is what what's going on for you, Capricorn, that it's so close that you can feel it in your mouth. It's just, it's right there. It's right there. And you're just waiting for that wrapper to dissolve, or you're just waiting for that wrapper to come off. We have the Moth coming through first. So the transformation has happened. The transformation has happened, Capricorn. You're no longer a caterpillar. You are this moth, and it's not so much you. It's this thing that you're moving towards. That it's so close. It's a moth already. You just can't. Oh my gosh, it's like I said, right on the tip of my tongue. I'm this close to fully being able to. There's just a barrier there for me. I'm sorry, Capricorn. There is just this little barrier here. I'm trying to get around it. It's just there's just something stopping me from getting the entirety of this message come through. The next card we have is the Snake. So I am picking up a lot of passion and desire with that snake energy, but maybe that's what the barrier is for a lot of you, because the snake can also be a betrayal or deception, an illusion, self-deception, an illusion. Kind of deceiving yourself into believing that you're still a caterpillar when really you're a butterfly. That for some of you, I'm getting that believing that it's not up to you to discover your life purpose, like that procrastination energy, once again, that you're kind of deceiving yourself into believing that you are waiting for the other shoe to drop. But maybe that's not the truth, Capricorn. Maybe you're not waiting for the other shoe to drop. Maybe you have to be the one to pull it off. You know, I'm waiting to have that wrapper dissolve off that candy. But maybe I should just pull it out and take the wrapper off myself. There's something here about maybe you're deceiving yourself that there's nothing you can do, but there is. It feels like that is closest to correct. But like I said, because I am struggling with this, it's not giving me the 100% correct. It's telling me the closest to correct, the closest I can get without unwrapping that final little layer of truth. We also have the cross here, Capricorn. So some of you deceiving yourself into thinking that this is your responsibility when it's not. This is your burden to carry when it's not. It's kind of telling us, have faith, have faith, have faith. Trust in yourself. Trust in God. Trust and have faith. That spiritual journey is definitely, you are transformed. The spiritual journey is kind of over, but it's kind of just beginning, all at the same time. It feels like there's something you need to do here, Capricorn. It does feel like there's some sort of action that you need to take to remove this final barrier. What can Capricorn do? What can Capricorn do for their shadow work this month, please? What can Capricorn do? Definitely action. There is definitely action that you can do here. Firstly, we have the Star. So think about our wishes, our dreams, our goals, our you know, the things that we're hopeful for, the things that we want to be optimistic for. We do need to have faith in those things happening or being potential dreams come true for ourselves. Even if those stars feel impossible to reach, we need to have hope and optimism that they are within reach, and have faith that, you know, if I can see that star, I can have that star. I can have that dream. If I can imagine that wish that I want to come true, I can have that wish come true for myself, regardless of how impossible it feels. All right, but for a lot of you, it's got to do with this anchor energy. It's like looking. Okay, it's kind of the actions I'm seeing here. The things that you can do is to, you know, stop and look at what your hopes and goals are. What are those hopes and dreams and the thing that feels impossible to reach that you desire? What is that? What is holding you back? What is keeping you stuck? What for a lot of you, it's got a strong link to do with, but I can depend on that never happening. Feeling as though you can rely, you can depend. You that's part of the deception. The illusion is that you're kind of stuck in the illusion of safety zone, comfort net, comfort zone, that it's safe, it's reliable for me to think that that's impossible, because then I don't have to actually do anything. That's the procrastination. Then I can just sit back and just wait. But it's time for me to actually do something. It's time for me to, you know, stop allowing that anchor to hold me back. What is holding me back? Why am I feeling like the comfort zone? I need to stay in the comfort zone. You know, it's a security blanket, Capricorn. There's some sort of security blanket here where it's easier to not try. It's time to move forward. It's time to get on that ship and close that distance, start that journey towards these wishes and goals that you desire. You know, and then we have, you know, the rider, which is another movement forward. It's time to move forward. It's time to travel. For some of you, it is time to travel to that thing, to that place, whether that's a physical place or a more esoteric spiritual place. What is it that you wish for and desire? How do you put yourself on that journey? It's time to pull that anchor up and set sail. It is time to move forward here with your life's purpose. A lot of you know what that life's purpose is connected to, because it's the thing that you wish for that you think that is impossible. You know, the problem with Capricorn is you're trying to be logical, right? And when it comes to your true wishes and desires, logically telling yourself that that's impossible, it is not enabling you to take that first step, that plunge, that journey. You need to allow yourself to believe in the impossible. Have faith. Have faith. No matter how impossible it seems, it is not impossible for you. Capricorn. Final message for Capricorn in regards to shadow work, please. What does Capricorn need to know in regards to shadow work, please? Divine contract. Your life story is woven from a divine contract. Each step you take fulfills a higher purpose. Sacred agreement, life choices, spiritual growth. You've already signed up to take these steps. No matter how impossible it seems, it feels a higher purpose just taking that first step towards this. Okay, so regardless of whether this is in reality possible or not, just trying leads you towards it and leads you towards a greater purpose, a divine purpose, Capricorn, in some kind of way. That's what we have for you today. You are more than welcome to check your other placements. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. Final release for you. What does Aquarius need to know for their shadow work, please? Ooh, love coming through for you, Aquarius. So still some stuff we're needing to release when it comes to themes of love. Self-love, I feel, for a lot of you. I'm kind of getting a bit of a blamer energy coming through when it comes to love. That, you know, and it's very mixed up with your self-worth as well, that, you know, there's elements of you that I'm kind of getting this fight within you where you're blaming yourself, you know, for not being good enough when it comes to issues around love, but then also this energy of blaming others for what your love life and love in general looks like to you, because love is a lot more than just romantic love. You know, we do see that, you know, unconditional love type of stuff, the foundation of love within your own self, and the way that you love yourself, the way that you have felt love from, you know, friends, family, romantic partners, all of the above coming through here. But we'll see if we can get some extra clarity for you. Shadow work messages for Aquarius. Whoa, okay. Your spiritual love coming through strong there, Aquarius. Shadow work messages for Aquarius. On the bottom of the deck, I've got the beetle, okay, which is all about teamwork. And I am hearing that love for you has always felt very isolated, very alone, whereas, you know, and it's needing to recognize where you yourself, you know, it does feel like a lot of inward looking here when it comes to love. Like, what about you has, you know, pushed love away and that sort of a thing, because you seem to be coming from a very isolated standpoint when it comes to love, and you know, teamwork is coming through here, showing us that embracing others a little bit more when it comes to love and themes of love in your life, giving more to get more kind of thing here, Aquarius. That it's not just about how you show love, but it's also about how you receive love. And I am getting a strong energy of pushing certain things away and, you know, trying to handle everything all by your own and not relying on others. And you know, you can only push other people away so much, because it's kind of like telling me that, you know, somebody trying to show you love and you're pushing them away. And it's kind of showing me that you can only push them away so many times before they're going to go away. And you're kind of going, oh, and then they didn't try. They didn't know what I wanted, which you didn't express because you weren't being a team player yourself. That kind of thing, that you're, you know, expecting others to be a team with you when you're not trying to be a team with them. You're just kind of expecting people to just know what they should do, what they should say towards you. you're not actually communicating that to them because you're kind of this little island all on by your own there, Aquarius, and not allowing others close enough to be able to give you those things, um, because, you're not actually standing up for those things and what you actually want here. And it's kind of this loop that you've gotten yourself a little bit stuck in. So it's time to let go and relinquish that. Let go of your responsibility and burdens that you carry, when it comes to, it's my responsibility to show love, show love, show love, and then, but you're not allowing others to do that for you in return, or you're not perceiving the way that others are doing that in return. We do have the cross coming through first here, so it's a very spiritual connection here too with love. That there's just something going on with your spiritual connection to love and lack of love coming through here, Aquarius. That you're feeling a lot more responsibility. You feel like love is a duty rather than something greater than that. A spiritual element to your life. You're trying to put logic and rational on love, which love comes from the heart. It doesn't come from the head. So there's just coming to the realization of a few little things this full moon for you when it comes to love, and really working out what you truly even want when it comes to love. We have the star there as well, so it's kind of like asking yourself what you actually truly wish for and desire with love, but also being able to recognize where you're blocking that from being able to happen for you, because you're wishing for something that, when it comes to, it's like you're calling out for help. You're going, God, please help me, and God sends you a person who is supposed to help you, and you push them away, going, you're not God helping me, so I asked God to help me, God will help me, but God sent you that person to help you. Sometimes God wants us to help ourselves. Sometimes God wants us to, find the right person to help us, that kind of thing. And you've got this very boxed up ideal of what that looks like for you. And so you're pushing everything else away. Whereas those things actually kind of are answering that question for you. And you're not realizing it because you're not even giving them the chance. You're like, you're not what I wished for, so bye, and pushing them away, but not realizing that, hang on, that was a step in the right direction. That was a step towards the thing that you wanted. So needing to trust a little bit more that, the things that you wish for will be given to you, just maybe not in a way that makes sense at the time. Sometimes things don't make sense. Like I said, heart has no logic. Spiritual stuff a lot of the time doesn't seem to have logic, but it is. It just is. And sometimes you don't see that until further down the track. But you're kind of asking for proof when, the proof is being given to you in a way that is different to what you thought you were asking for. It's like you're asking for the color blue, and you're being given navy, and you're not realizing, it's blue. It is blue. It's just not the blue that I was envisioning it to be. We also see the garden coming through here, which is a very social card. Meeting people, getting out and about, spending more time out and about in public, meeting new people, meeting people halfway. All right, so there is the need for you to compromise a little bit more here. There is the need for you to get out and about a little bit more here as well, Aquarius, that, you're not just going to have all these wishes dropped into your lap from the sky. That's not how it works. There's certain things that you need to actually take steps to get outside your house and, you know, try to meet people that can help you with these things. If you're asking for love, but you have a very specific idea of what that looks like for you, and it's not just going to magically appear in your house one day. You actually need to get out and about and explore and compromise and get to know more on a social public kind of level. Get involved with the community a little bit more for some of you there as well. So meeting love halfway, meeting the universe halfway, that being more open to compromise, being more open to see potential compromises that are being offered to you as well, making sure you're doing your part as well as everything else doing its part, other people doing their part, but you need to compromise and do your part as well. Okay. Final message for Aquarius when it comes to shadow work this month. I did just have one fly across the room, but it's too far. Shadow work for Aquarius. I will look at that in a moment, but inner guidance, okay. Trust your inner guidance. It is the purest voice of your soul. Intuition, inner compass, spiritual wisdom. So once again, trusting from here, not from here, a little bit more there. Just give me a sec and I will grab that other card for you, Aquarius. Okay, so this is why it was just out of reach, because this is just out of reach for you right now. Trust the universe. You're trying to, instead of trusting, you're wanting proof. Trust the universe and trust the universe's design. Everything is unfolding at the perfect moment. Faith, surrender, divine plan. So, trusting that as long as you're following your heart and not your head, things will, have faith. Have faith. Things will, start to move in a direction that you want them to, but you need to meet them there halfway. You can't just wait for them to fall on your lap. Unfortunately, it would be nice if those sorts of things would happen, but like I said, it's just not how it works, unfortunately. But that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you leave a comment so you go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to our Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Pisces, what does Pisces need to know right now for their shadow work? The final release. A lot been going on the last few months, Pisces. The final release. What's shadow work message for Pisces, please? Starting to get a bit tongue-tied for you, Pisces. Healing. I feel like this is actually, pardon me. I feel like this is actually kind of going to be like a pretty short, sweet little message for you here, Pisces, because that healing card straight away is sort of telling me quite a bit here. And it's got to do with the fact that that's what this full moon is for you. That's what this final release is for you. That healing. It's that final little bout of healing that you've been needing, that final little kind of closure energy. Like I said in the intro, just in regard to this full moon itself, that it is just finding harmony, that closure point, that release and renewal. Finally starting to understand why the recent transformations have taken place, and recognition of all the healing work that you have done. It's that turning point. It's final clarity. It's being able to start that brand new cycle. Not going to lie, Pisces, I am picking up that you are another sign. Probably it will be a couple of days of crying. Not gonna lie. All right. Even those Pisces, I'm just sort of hearing there my bestie saying, feelings, not a big emotional Pisces, absolutely hates crying, but it's the release. It's the release that you kind of need right now. So allow it. If you need to cry, Pisces. Allow it. It really is that purge point for you at the moment. And it feels like for a lot of you that your message is not necessarily shadow work as such. It's just this full moon energy. Just release all those emotions that you've been hiding from and whatnot. Everything that you've been healing from. This is like your final release. It's the turning point where things start to change, and you're doing that final. It's the last stitch on that scar, Pisces. You've done a lot of work already. You may not even realize it. And so, having that big cry, it's just that, it's like that final release. Oh, cool. Now it's out of my system. Now I can move on. That kind of energy is what I'm getting here. Shadow work message for our Pisces. Shadow work message for our Pisces. Everything opens back up to you from here on out, Pisces. We have the key, opportunities. This is your final opportunity for that release, so that you can, close the door on that for good kind of thing, and focus more on what other doors can I open now? Where can I go from here? It's definitely closing that final door, releasing that and letting go of that doorway so that we can move forward to the other doorways and open those ones up. And everything that has been locked to you now becomes unlocked because you've slammed shut that door behind you. We do see the fish coming through. So a lot of abundance, new opportunities for abundance. You've been wondering why things haven't been moving in the direction that you want, and some of you feeling very, very stuck lately. That's what's been going on. You just need that final turning point, that final release, so that we can start flowing again. A lot of the time, this abundance card, it does talk about flow, and it's fish swimming freely in the water. So it's enabling you to do that. You can actually see these particular fish look very much like the Pisces fish as well. Even though this is a Gemini card, we do have a strong Pisces element coming through here for you, that it's enabling you to be free and start swimming all over again, Pisces. We also have the dog coming through, being your own friend first, staying loyal to yourself. For some of you, this does talk about new opportunities when with companionship and an abundance in companionship. Some of you outright may be meeting some new friends soon, that kind of thing. A business partner as well for some of you. It is this big turning point. As long as you go through this full moon in the sense of these few days, I'm going to take these last few days to release everything that's been holding me back. The future looks really bright here, Pisces. It is a turning point in a lot of ways, and it's kind of not even wanting to talk about that the next few days anymore. It's just like, what you got to do, cry it out, get it out of your system. It's the final countdown until, look, abundance, money, look, friendships, loyalties, awesome, moving forward in a really great way. So it's like you've got a lot of good stuff coming. It's time to release the old so that the new has room to enter. Final message for our Pisces with shadow work. Shadow work for Pisces, please. Like I said, short and sweet for you, Pisces. I kind of like it. Otherwise, these videos end up very, very long. Path of miracles. So you're on the right path, Pisces. You are on your path. You're getting there. The universe is laying out a path of miracles for you. Trust and follow it. So, like I said, that final release is the only thing holding you back from all these miracles ahead. The path is amazing. Magical encounters, spiritual journey, inner awakening. All right. Some of you are having magical encounters as well. That sounds very interesting. It's not telling me exactly what that is, but you will know those magical encounters. Things just falling into place for you, Pisces. I really like that for you. That's what we have for you. I'm feeling a magical encounters. I'm feeling for some of you, it's like somehow connected to like other realms. Some of you, like it's quite interesting because some of you definitely, like, it's telling me to tell you some of you may be meeting sprites or fairies or something connected to those sorts of things. You might actually be having some sort of encounter as part of your awakening with some sort of creature. Interesting. Let me know. Let me know. I'd be very intrigued. But that's what we have for you today, Pisces. You are more than welcome to check your other placements. Make sure you do leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to our Aries. Okay, Aries, shadow work message for our Aries this month. The final release, Aries. This full moon is in your, obviously it's Aries season at the moment. Happy birthday to all the Aries. So, it is going to be an interesting one for you, Aries. You guys tend to be more on the impulsive side. Use it this full moon, because you're actually finding that with that Libra influence, Aries, you guys are actually like, if you're looking for calm, it's kind of like, wow, you are calm. I feel like you're a lot calmer than you would normally be. Normally you're impulsive in a fiery kind of a way, but at the moment your impulsiveness is coming through very muchly as your inner guidance just pushing you in the right direction. So if you do feel that that Aries passion and impulsivity flaring, go ahead and make those quick decisions. Go with the flow of it. Go with the flow of it, because you are actually, channeling your inner serenity at the moment. Whether you realize it or not, you are in a very sort of chill zone for yourself at the moment. And that will, quick decisions and just trusting your instincts and enjoying the flow of the moment will really help keep you aligned at the moment, Aries. So that's definitely coming through for you straight off the bat, Aries. But shadow work message for you specifically here. Beauty. Yeah, it's actually like, it's a really beautiful release point for you here, Aries. It's a time to just appreciate the things in your life that bring beauty and like calmness and positivity to you. So, I feel like for a lot of you, it's like stopping and appreciating art and all those sorts of things. It's a really good time for you to be doing that sort of stuff. Appreciating, softer new music that you maybe haven't heard before. Really stopping and appreciating the beauty of life at the moment, and releasing your need to see so much harshness and non-beautiful in the world, rather than looking at things. This is the release point for you, Aries. It's not choosing to no longer look at things with negative mindset, and choosing to put those rose tinted glasses on and see the beautiful in that. Even the most horrible things, like sometimes you see beauty in the things that you wouldn't expect. Like you might see, you're walking down the street and you're in a packed city, and there's just concrete and dirt and whatnot around, like petrol fumes and whatever city concrete. I just keep getting concrete because I'm seeing and stopping and appreciating the beauty of that dandelion popping up through the cracks in the pavement, kind of thing. That's the imagery I'm getting there for you, Aries. It's seeing the beauty all all around you, these little tiny little specks of beauty in your environment, or seeing that you're in a dirty street and there's petrol stains all over, oil stains everywhere, and and whatnot, and you're seeing the beauty in those. You're seeing, look at the way that oil stain has fallen. It's like, and connected with that other one over there, it makes this beautiful image of a swan or of something on the ground, and appreciating the beauty, appreciating the artfulness, even in the grime and the grit of life. So, and looking back, I feel like for a lot of you, there's a reflection backwards here too. Looking back at things in your life that you've thought, that was a horrible time in my life. That was, and trying to find the beautiful little moments, or or the people, the beautiful things in people around you, or that have been around you in those past moments where, you know, even in amongst all the horrible energy, there was still that one little piece of beauty that I admired. Aries, shadow work message for Aries. It's choosing to see, you know, choosing to look, it's, yeah, perspective, the way that you're looking at things. This is the final part of your transformation, I feel, Aries. Is we have the clouds coming through there. So that's all about the way that you're thinking about things, your perspective, the way that you're looking at this. Are you looking around, just looking and focusing on the dirt and the oil stains and the concrete, or are you choosing to see the beauty in life in general? You know, are you looking at somebody and saying, oh, they were such a horrible person? Or are you looking at the, you know, what's happened and kind of appreciating the beautiful things about that person as well? You know, it's the perspective, the way that you're choosing to think about things at the moment, Aries. And we're really making a conscious effort to transform that, to end that negativity within ourselves, because it's not serving you. We have the coffin there. It's time to bring an end to that negative way of thinking, because that's been, you know, leading you to anxiety. It's been confusing you and clouding your judgment and making you very stuck up in your thoughts rather than just trusting your instincts and going with the flow of your life. It's time for a brand new beginning. It's time to get your fingers in the get your what's the phrasing here? We've got the octopus, okay, so that's where I'm sort of going with that. Get your little sucker pads onto new stuff and new beginnings and new energy around you here. You know, getting a tentacle, putting a tentacle out here and a tentacle out there. It's like reaching out and you know, crawling into places that you never thought you would fit, kind of thing. Trying something new. With this hand, I'm going to try that, and with that hand, I'm going to, you know, getting your hand, you know, dipping your pen in all the different pots kind of energy, where you're trying different things until you find the thing that's right for you. All right, so I am getting multitasking. That's the word I was looking for, multitasking. Trying different skills, trying different activities, you know, feeling what's right for you, and you know, being very positive about it rather than, you know, in the past, I feel as though you might have had these 8 different things that you were trying to get a handle on. And, you know, you were thinking about each thing so negatively that you were, you know, getting overwhelmed and oh, it's too much. It's too much. Whereas now you're like, and you were looking at it, it's like, oh, I'm really bad at that. This sucks. You know, and self-worth would come up and, you know, make it hard, more of a load to juggle. Whereas now you're like, oh, well, it was fun to try. Oh, well, I'll try something else, you know, and it's, you know, you're able to release things a little bit better here and find the beauty and the love in life rather than be so focused on the negative and the fear and the hate. I feel here, Aries. I just want to grab one more to clarify that. Octopus. I just feel as though there's something else there that wants to be said. Aries, shadow work message. Clarify the octopus message. There we go. That's what the octopus, and then we've got the beetle coming out there. Teamwork makes the dream work, Aries. So you know, not only putting those little tentacles out, but putting those tentacles out to people, to others, to ask for help, to you know, not just do everything all by yourself, not have, you know, 8 different things that you need to take care of. This is delegation, all right? Asking for a team to support you, to, you know, can you help me with this? Can you, you know, literally reaching out to somebody, for some of you there as well. Team, like a new beginning with, you know, working as a team, working together rather than, you know, having to do everything all by yourself here, Aries, and finding the beauty in being able to have people help you, have that team that's got your back, that wants to support you and help you with these things, that you don't have to just carry it all on your own shoulders or in your own head. I suppose, Aries, a lot of you carrying these things in your own head space more than anything. Aries, final message for Aries with their shadow work, please. Well, okay. Oh, exactly what I was saying with that clouds card here. We do have the shift in perspective card coming through, Aries. Viewing life from a higher perspective to discover hidden harmony and meaning, spiritual elevation, expansive vision, and consciousness expansion. Thinking about things in a different perspective is definitely the right track. You're releasing those old negative thought patterns and shifting your perspective in a much more aligned kind of a way, Aries. And I really like the energy of that for you. It is very positive energy, and it's going to lead you to places that you maybe didn't even think possible. All right. So that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Leave a comment so you go in the draw for that free personal reading as well. And we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus, shadow work message for our Taurus. Shadow work message for our Taurus. Whoa. Taurus. What was that? That was literally half the deck. Just give me a second while I grab these. Okay, sorry about that, Taurus. There was a lot to pick up. But obviously, you know, maybe there's a lot that you're releasing this full moon. There feels like there might be, you know, you're at that point where you've just come so far and without even realizing it, that all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, cool. I'm releasing this. I'm releasing that. You know, a lot of things just all sort of falling into place for you and releasing a lot of different aspects all at once. Shadow work message for Taurus, the final release. Healing. I had this for another sign a second ago, so that was Pisces, I believe. Pisces. The final release is, you know, the healing. So that's kind of a general kind of thing. So like I said, that's probably why half the deck fell out, Taurus, because you are just healing in general, and you're at that transformational point where it's just a general thing. Like there's a lot of you that have had a lot of different things to heal from, and it's just generally speaking, you're healing from all of it sort of combined. Quite a few different aspects that are all sort of falling into place for you, and you're having this final release of you know, a lot of energies of growth, you know, healing and growth within yourself. You're realizing that there's a lot that has changed. It kind of feels like a lot of it's all of a sudden you're like, wow, okay, that doesn't bother me anymore. Oh, this doesn't bother me either. Wow, what's going on here? Taurus. Shadow work message for Taurus, please. Yeah, a lot, Taurus, a lot. Because we have the octopus as well, all right? And so straight away that octopus, you know, we've got eight tentacles, when each tentacle has got, you know, hundreds of little suckers all over it. So, you know, each strand of life, you're releasing all these little you've got your hand in so many different pots where, you know, you've got all these different things where you've grown and you've become more skilled in so many different things that you aren't even aware of, and it's kind of all kind of catching up to you at the moment where you're realizing how much of this stuff you have healed from that you haven't even realized. So for some of you, I keep getting the phrase you know, growth as well, so an evolution. It's kind of it's coming through very heavily as a type of growth, that this healing in general is actually, you know, this way that you've grown, this behavior that you've changed, that thing that you've healed from, you know, all of it coming into play all at once. We do have the letter coming through, followed by the key. So it's kind of, for someone here, like some of you are getting actual, you know, it's kind of like written confirmation of all of that stuff falling into place here. There's some sort of communication coming through that enables you to open brand new opportunities for yourself, because you're realizing how much you have actually now closed, because the key really opens up many doors in front of you, where, you know, each door is a brand new opportunity in your life, that leads you to success. But the letter there and the communication factor, a lot of you are realizing, like, it's kind of like that personal revelation kind of stuff, the epiphany of you know, how many doors you've actually closed, and you're realizing, oh well, if I've closed that many doors behind myself, wow, how many doors are there in front of me to open now? It's not just close one door, another door opens. You've closed multiple doors here. So you're opening multiple doors. So a lot of you are going to actually, I feel like for some of you, you are actually going to get very clear written communication about an opportunity that's coming in for you here, in this time frame, that you, or if it's not about the opportunity, if it's not about the opening door, it's about the closing door. All right. So some of you are actually getting clear communication about either a door that you've closed and you're realizing, oh look, I've closed all those doors, or you're getting clear communication about doors that are opening for you. So opportunities being presented to you during this time frame. For some reason, that healing card, it does like to bring in the time frame. All right, so I know that I do the shadow work readings as a monthly kind of a reading, but the timeline here is being drawn in. So it's feeling a little bit more exclusive to just the full moon period, which is, you know, a day or two before the full moon day, and then a day or two after. The full moon here in Australia, it is the 13th, Sunday the 13th. But I do understand that, you know, this year they've thrown me this year with the full moons, because the dates are out, for, you know, America, the other side of the world from Australia. So for a lot of people in the world, the full moon date is the 12th, but here in Australia it is the 13th. So you know, both of those, I kind of feel that with that going on, you know, with the spiritual energy of that, it's kind of like pulling time a little bit around, like it's messing with time, not going to lie. And I feel like this year in general has been doing that a lot anyway. We've been shifting timelines. We've been, you know, time has been going really weird for people. But so you may find that it's an extended time frame around the full moons at the moment, as well. That is the card 21. I've also got 5, 7, 8 coming through here as well. As well as, yeah, 5, 7, 8, 49, 27, and 33. So they're not really feeling significant, those numbers, but the 21 is feeling a little bit significant. So for some of you, these new opportunities, it might be between now and the 21st. Is kind of what I'm kind of picking up there. And just looking at the time frames, the 21st it's only about a week, you know, so a week and a bit. So it's just, yeah, just time flow for you, especially Taurus. It's just a bit random at the moment. I wouldn't want to stick too heavily to a specific time frame there, because it's just the time flow is a bit random. But that's what we've got there. We'll have a look here with your final message. Final shadow work message for Taurus. Final shadow work message for our Taurus. Serenity within. Definitely a great time. You know, we are getting that occurring during the full moon period anyway. So, you know, that's what this healing is doing for you. It's allowing you to see the well, hang on. Like, it's kind of like, you know, like I said, a personal epiphany. It's kind of like the epiphany is coming through for some of you, in the sense of you stop, you look around and you go, hang on, I'm actually happy. Things are actually good. What? That doesn't sound right. What? It's kind of like you stop and you question and you go, oh, actually, I'm kind of happy at the moment. When did that happen? Is what I'm kind of feeling that is for a lot of you. So that serenity within, find serenity within yourself. It's the unshakable foundation for facing life's challenges. Peace, calm, inner stability. Love that for you at this full moon. It is a big release point, and you're doing it in a kind of peaceful kind of way. Like I said in the intro, it is a good, peaceful, kind of chill full moon for the release anyway. So it's definitely having that sort of impact on you, which I love that for you. Share. But more than welcome to check your other placements. Leave a comment on the video so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading as well. And we will move on over to our Geminis. Okay. Gemini, shadow work message for our Geminis. The final release. What does Gemini need to know in regard to shadow work? Gemini, what does Gemini need to know in regard to shadow work? Ooh, sexual arts coming through. What is that about, Gemini? Ooh. I don't know if this is just one specific Gemini I'm picking up on here, but it's like I am hearing that it's time for the player to think about settling down, Gemini. And it's actually coming through as player boy. Player boy is what I'm getting. So I don't normally like to bring gender into it, but I am getting player boy coming through. But that's also telling me the reference to that. I don't really know very many songs or anything by this artist, but it's what's the is it Playboy Carter? Is that what it's called? It's like I don't even know anything about them. I'm getting a reference to that, so that might mean something to someone here too, when it comes to sex and sex as an art form, and the way that you've used sex to connect with life as well as other people. You know, it's coming through as it's time to put away the focus of sex as the importance, that you're kind of realizing that the art of sex holds a lot more than just the physical, carnal passion stuff. That's what's kind of happening here. That's the shift that's happening for you, Gemini. Especially whoever the playboy is, all right? Okay, whoever that is. I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear, Mr. Playboy Gemini, but it's time to stop being a player. You're realizing that there's more to sex than playing, if that kind of makes sense. This is Gemini, you're awakening with sex as an intimacy, sex as an emotional thing. Scary. Whoever the playboy is in the energy, like, I'm sorry if I'm saying it in a funny kind of way, but your energy is kind of cracking me up here, because it's like you're really affronted by having to put away your player ways. Because I'm getting that. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Never going to stop playing. All that sort of stuff is coming through. But you are, whether you want to admit it or not, you're realizing that it's not the sex that you actually want, Gemini. It's something more than that, which you've been looking for in sex. But they're two different things, Gemini. Is it love that you're after and you don't want to admit that that's what you want? Because I do feel a bit of a struggle here when it comes to this, because it's kind of like your brain, your logic is telling you, I can't settle down. I don't want to settle down. I don't want to commit. It's the fear of commitment that is scaring you a little bit here. You know, it's bringing that fear of commitment up. But that's actually what you truly want. You kind of, I feel like this full moon is a bit of an epiphany for you when it comes to the emotional, artful side of sex. It's not just the carnal that you want anymore. Do you know what? I said this to my Gemini friend the other day, that this whole getting older thing is just, I'm over it. Maturity, like, and I legitimately said this to my Gemini friend the other day, that maturity thing, it's just not what it's cracked up to be. Like, how about we go back to the days where I just didn't give a F? It would be so much easier to just not give a F, to go back to when I was young, when I didn't give a F about it all, and I could just happily play the field and all that sort of stuff, you know. But alas, maturity, wisdom, getting older. Actually got to start caring about ourselves. Actually got to start, you know, slowing down. Or no one wants to slow down. We just want to, you get to a point where you realize that some of these things you cannot continue. You need to make some changes. Even if you don't think that you want to, sometimes these changes have to happen. Mind you, this conversation was not to do with sex. It was something else completely. But it's the same energy, and it was a Gemini that I was speaking to. So feels relevant. So I really hope that she's watching, because she'll know exactly. Okay. Gemini, shadow work message for our Geminis. Now, I don't know whether it's because of the exposure lately or what, but I'm getting that Happy Gilmore. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. I love the old Adam Sandler movies, not going to lie. I actually watched Little Nicky just the other day, so I'm very old school Adam Sandler-y at the moment. Don't mind my craziness, guys. We have the key, and then your card, Gemini, the fish, opening up to a new opportunity of self is what I'm picking up here. A new abundance within yourself, a new way of swimming around that pond, Gemini. With the key unlocks and opens our heart to something new a little bit here. You know, it's out with the old, in with the new, and we're opening up to ourselves, opening up to a new version of ourselves that is not that playboy energy anymore. So when I keep saying playboy, even if you're a female, even if you weren't physically a player, it's that kind of energy that we're feeling here. That the energy of like, oh, I'm young, I can meet as many people as I like, and you know, there's just something coming through about the wisdom that's been gained and the maturity that's been gained, and looking at things a little bit more like, oh, what do I want long term, rather than what do I want right here, right now. That's kind of what I'm referring to. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. So we do have the card of abundance, your card, Gemini. So it's kind of like a lot of new opportunities swimming around you at the moment. It's kind of this energy of there's plenty of fish in the sea, but hang on, I want that one fish. It's that one fish that makes me feel alive. It's that one fish that I'm burning a candle for. Interesting. Interesting. Because I'm no, I don't think that person would know about my videos or watch my videos. Although they might, because they were stalking my Facebook recently. Yeah, I know you were stalking my Facebook recently. I don't. It's weird because it's like it's telling me that it's that person, that this message is specifically for that person to me as well. And I'm like, I don't think that that's the case. Like my brain is telling me that I don't think that person, I don't think that person thinks of me in that kind of a way. And I'm not talking about the Gemini I was talking with recently as a friend. This is a Gemini that I don't speak to for a long time. The last thing I actually said to this person was that they need to get their shit together. So if that's you and you are watching, yes, I know you're stalking my Facebook. And why on earth is it telling me this right now? Because I don't think that you think that, feel that. Sorry to get a bit, okay, we are trying to focus on the collective, but that, I just wanted to, I don't know why I need to say that, because now I'm like, OMG, is he watching? Because it's telling me that person specifically coming through as part of that collective, as one of the players. So maybe there was something the collective needed to hear in that, you know, taking myself outside of that situation. You know, I just turned around and said, Gemini, what are you talking about? You don't feel this way towards me. So if you do feel that way towards somebody, they do not have a clue. They think the opposite is true. They think that there is no possible way that you even remember who they are, or know who they are, kind of thing. For some of you, it's like, but like, I don't know, that a lot of you are like, maybe it's maybe not that you're still feeling that for this person, Gemini. Maybe it's just that you're stopping and you're seeing the difference between the way that person was treating you, as to the way that maybe you treated them. So maybe you were treating them player energy. That was your energy, player energy, player energy. This is just a casual sex thing. But maybe that person was, you know, someone more like me, where they don't necessarily have sex just for sex sake. Maybe there's a lot more to sex for that person than just that side of things. Maybe there's a lot more to that person about just the way that person is, that they are, maybe that's, I don't know, maybe there's just something that you're seeing about that person, that the sex is part of the art of love. You know, it's not just sex, that it's part of the art. Like it's an art form of an expression of love and creativity. Even if they don't love you, you know, it's still a form of love expression. It's not love for you that they maybe were expressing. Maybe it was the love that they were expressing. So maybe that's why that's relevant. I don't know, because that's the way I would consider myself. That you know, I say a lot of the time, I am love. You know, it's something I quote a lot, that life is not good versus evil, it's love versus fear, and I choose to be love and on the side of love. And that, you know, that the art of love is a lot more than just the art of sex. Interesting, very interesting message there, Gemini. Gemini, final message for Gemini in regard to their shadow work. But it's not necessarily shadow work. I feel like this is more about like an epiphany, realizing how much you've grown, opening up to a newer version of yourself that has some different ways of thinking about love and sex. Gemini, divine embrace. I love this card. Open yourself to the universe's loving embrace. Let its healing energy restore your spirit and guide you to a place of peace and renewal. Loving embrace, universal acceptance and healing power. Okay, so, you know, the universe wants to give you a big giant hug and embrace you in... Have you ever had sex with God, Gemini? It's a divine embrace of sorts, you know. It's not always about the sex, is it? You know, so I don't know what it is about that phrasing either. Have you ever had sex with God? Because some people are going to know what I mean, and other people are definitely going to just be like, what? It's that loving embrace, okay? It's not having sex. It's in the physical sense. Opening yourself to the universe's embrace and let its healing energy restore you and hold you safe and steady. All right, so very interesting, super interesting message for you, Gemini. I'm like, please let me know in the comments if that resonates for you in how or what, you know, because to me that's a very, you know, and especially with the personal info coming through there, I am sorry for the collective that got a little bit personal there. Not gonna lie, it kind of does for me. Every single shadow work reading, we get moments where things do get a little bit close to home for myself. Don't watch Capricorn if no, whichever placements you would like to watch. The timestamps are in the description box. Make sure you do leave a comment on the video so that you go in the draw for that free personal reading. And because, you know, I want to know if that resonated for you, please, Gemini, let me know. Or if you're dealing with a Gemini and you've some reason watched the Gemini portion, is this your Gemini that I'm picking up as the player as well? Let me know. So that's what we have. But moving right on over to Cancer. Okay, so moving on to Cancer. Cancer. Shadow work messages for our Cancer. The final release, Cancer. Okay. We have selling out. It's time to release that energy. Okay, we have selling out where you have given in, given up, sold out, sold parts of yourself just to get by, kind of thing, where to survive. It's a survival thing. This selling out energy, it's a survival thing. It's where you have allowed yourself to do things that may not serve your highest good, may not serve your highest intentions and goals and things like that. So it can be many different things here. It can be where you have involved yourself with people because it's been easier than involving yourself with the people that you truly want to involve yourself with. You know, because a lot of the time it is easier to sell out and just take the easy way out, kind of thing. But even if you knew deep down that it's not in line with your true goals and wishes and desires and things like that, that you've allowed people to sort of walk all over you here and there too. Clarifying this energy for Cancer. Shadow work messages for Cancer. Oh. Interesting, Cancer. So firstly, we have the goat. It's time to, take charge, take control, be a little bit more rebellious. And even if it means you've got to fight the fight and take the harder path. A goat never gives up. A goat never stops. A goat can climb the highest path. It'll climb the mountainside that looks like a total cliff face. But the goat will do it because it's what the goat wants to do. The goat is very, I'll do what I want kind of energy. I won't do what's easiest. I won't do what you all want me to do. I'll do what I want to do. I'm not going to sell out anymore to your needs. I'm going to follow my own. I'm definitely seeing a lot of independent energy for you. We do have, rebellious. It's rebelling against the crowd, standing up for what is right for you, not necessarily what is right for, society, for everyone else, for somebody else. We have the star. So, following your own goals and wishes and dreams and aspirations and not worrying about what other people say that you should be wishing for or dreaming for, hoping for, those sorts of things, where your goals are yours. They're not Joe Blow's goals. They're yours. It's kind of like this big idea of rebelling against tradition is coming through strongly. So, for some of you here, it's this, you may have sold out in the past and kind of been told that, traditionally, okay, I know that this is a big one for a lot of people in the world, that, we're told that we have to have the good job, the nice car, the white picket fence house with, the partner and the 2.5 kids. But you're kind of rebelling against that. And you're like, I don't care what car I drive. I've got whatever car I want to drive, not the car that you think is the nice car. I've got the car that I want, or the car that I can afford for some of you. Not going to lie. You're rebelling against, I don't want a white picket fence. I want the pink Barbie house. I want the big black haunted house. I don't even want to own a home. Like tradition dictates that, the goal of life is to become a homeowner, to get married and have kids. That might not be my goal in life. My goals in life are my own. And it's time for me to stand up for those. We have the fox here and do what I want to do. You're rebelling against tradition. You're rebelling against selling out. You're selling your soul to suit what everyone else thinks you should do. You're not doing that anymore. You're standing up for yourself. You're doing what needs to be done for you. You're being a little bit more independent and rejecting, this energy of having to follow the crowd kind of thing. All right, so keep on doing that. I kind of agree. It's time to let go of the need to make other people happy by through your life. You're not making anyone else happy if you're not happy, kind of thing. If you're not happy with your life and the way that it's going, then how on earth can you expect to continue that and allow that to if that doesn't make you happy, and to stick to those traditions? Why are you doing it? It's time to let go of that energy of selling out and just be yourself. Do what you want to do. Trust yourself more. Be independent. Stand on your own 2 feet. Fight the system. F the system. Rebel. Maybe you are the devil and you're doing the devil's work. Go for it. Well, to an extent, right? To an extent. Within legality, all right, guys. But where it's your goals, your wishes, your dreams and desires that are spurring this on, not your neighbors, not your mothers, not your whoever. It's your life to live, not theirs. Stand on your own 2 feet and look after you. Number one. I support that energy. Maybe it's because I'm a bit of a rebellious goat myself, being a Capricorn. But that fox energy speaks to me volumes as well. It's intelligent, it's rational. You need to do this to survive. This is your life. You're the one that has to live it. So it's coming through strongly. For a lot of you, this has got to do with the way that you love or who you love and how you love. We do have on the bottom of the deck here the heart, followed by the sun, followed by the stork, All right, so I'm kind of picking up here that for a lot of you, this has got to do specifically with love and what makes you happy in love. And it's time to stir some shit up and do things your way. Find love in your way. You don't have to love who people say you should love. You love who you want to love. You know, that kind of thing. So I'm picking up that for somebody here, it's kind of like you may have. I am picking up on a. I feel like this is just one specific person within the Cancer community there, where it's you've actually hidden your sexuality because you sold out to what everyone else wanted. Everyone else wanted you to be straight, and you've sold out your truth, and you're realizing it. No, it's time to follow my true desires here, and my true desires are actually to be the sexuality that I am, not what people tell me I should be. I feel like someone in particular, you've grown up with very strong religious family or something like that, and you have sold out to that in the sense that you've hidden a big part of your truth from not just them but yourself as well. Yeah. But final message for Cancer. Shadow work message for our Cancers. Shadow work message for Cancer. Circle of life. Every phase of life has its purpose. Embrace the rhythm of cycles to find peace and insight. Life cycles, rebirth, wisdom, and infinite continuity. Continuity, that's the word. Continuity, infinite continuity. So, you know, it's just all part of the life cycle for you. It's part of the cycle. All right. You don't need to worry about that. You're breaking free from old cycles that no longer serve you and moving into new cycles that are going to work for you and for you alone. Who cares who else they, you know, what everyone else thinks about that. You're not caring anymore. And that's the main thing. All right. You're caring about yourself for once. I like it. Very, like I said, I'm biased because I'm a very goat person myself. But that's what we have for you. You know, I'll always rebel against. For some reason, I wanted to say the patriarchy. Then I just rebel against, just in general. Have always had a very rebellious nature. Ask my father; he will tell you. He tells me still, but. That's what we have for you today. More than welcome to check your other placements. Make sure you leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading as well. And we will move on over to our Leos. Okay, Leo, shadow work message for our Leos. The final release. Leo, shadow work for Leo this month. Soulmate. Oh, I'm liking a couple of the signs this month. We're getting nice, short, sweet kind of messages. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually kind of really glad for it. I've got a very busy day, and you know, we're already up to 2 hours long into the video, so I kind of appreciate it. Thanks, Leo. I do appreciate it. Short and sweet. Soulmate energy. We're releasing our need to have that fit in a box, basically, is what I'm picking up here. That you're realizing that soulmates come in many, many forms. You're no longer. It's kind of just like a releasing a certain belief about soulmate energy and about maybe somebody that you thought was a soulmate in your life in particular, and you're kind of realizing that, do you know what? It doesn't matter if that person's not actually my soulmate. I will just find another one. All right. My personal beliefs obviously going to come into it a little bit here, but you know, there are more than one soulmate in this world. Soulmate is not always a love relationship either. Soulmate energy can be a lot of different connections. All right. So I feel like, you know, and it's very interesting. I did see something once that it's like because you hear the phrase soul tribe. Yeah. So that straight away, that leads you to understand that there's more than one soulmate in that tribe. When you hear the word tribe, how many people does that say? It's kind of, there's not really a specific amount of people, is there? Your tribe might be you and one person. Your tribe might be 5 people. Your tribe might be, well, it's card number 14. It could be 14 people. I've actually recently found a lot of new people in my life that I actually, I immediately recognized that these people are part of my soul family. And there is probably about 14 of us all up. I'll have to actually sit down and count. But, and it's not all just the one group either. Like I love it because my Leo friend, if you're watching, which I think you probably will be, I consider her one of my soulmates, like in the sense that we were destined to be friends and meet each other. And we have a kind of instant connection where we both strongly feel friends, like immediately, pretty much. Like we got along immediately. And I remember actually when I first met this girl, she said to me, I've kind of chosen you. You're my friend. I don't talk to any of the other school mums, and she's a bit shy. I'm taking you. You're my friend. Yeah, cool. So no, it's just that it's sometimes that's how it falls into our life sometimes, and it's amazing. But it's I feel like for a lot of you, you're recognizing that certain people, maybe it's someone that was supposed to be a soulmate energy, like somebody that was supposed to be, connected to your soul and in your life for a long time, but they're not. And you're releasing that and realizing that, well, if they're not my soulmate, that's fine. I'll find another soulmate, and I'll still find my soul connections. It doesn't need to be that one specific person. Realizing that there's more than one soulmate along your path. And it's soulmates too. Sometimes soulmates aren't in your life forever either. Like I've had at least 2 soulmates that I am not connected to anymore in life. Those were both connected to romantic soulmates. But they were both in my life for, one of them was 16 years, the other was, 10 plus years as part of my life. And the relationship changed, just like any relationship. Relationships evolve and grow and change, and so do soulmate relationships. And, sometimes that person is a karmic soulmate, and you're both supposed to learn lessons from each other, and that's why you were in each other's lives. And so it's okay to let go of them. Leo. Shadow work message for our Leos. So yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, it's just about releasing the past person, past people, the past. Just clarify that middle card for Leo. Just clarify that middle card for Leo. Yeah. I do want to, I'll get to that when I show you that card. But firstly, I have the mice. Pretty straightforward. Once again, it's just showing us that this is a past situation, something that, it's caused you a lot of stress, and it's driven you down into the depths of despair. Not going to lie, it has been something that has eaten away at you quite heavily in the past, this person and losing this person, I feel, for a lot of you, because the mice does talk about loss specifically. So I do feel as though this is somebody from your past that you have lost, somebody that you felt was supposed to be a soulmate connection. You've lost that connection. It's time to release that connection. We do have the void coming through next. So the thing I want to actually mention with that void card is on my Facebook, I have recently posted a poem called it's about the abyss. All right, so the void, the abyss. So I would like for you, Leo, to go to the description box and go follow the link to my Facebook so that you can read that and read the comment that I have written about that, because I feel that this is very relevant to you, because this past loss, it's something that has drawn you into it's been like the dark night of your soul. It's been like the black spot on your soul for a long time. For a lot of you, this is a long time. And, there's a lot of darkness and negativity that you get drawn into when it's connected to this. So in order to help yourself release that, I feel like that might be something that would be useful to you, is to go and actually read that poem and think about it. Just stop and read it and let it sink in a little bit there, because it's the past and it's time to release that. And I feel like that will actually help you understand how to release that and help you release that in some kind of way. I do have that clarified by the key. So looking back at the past here, it's actually an opportunity for you to find new opportunities in your life. The key is opening up to ourselves allows us to open brand new doors in our life, brand new opportunities. So opening yourself up to the truth of this past stuff here, and to sort of recognize it and release it, enables you to move forward in a very positive way, where you do have success coming through with that as well. We do have the stork here as well, so that stirs up brand new energy. It's about finding ideas on how to seek the new opportunities in your life, and get things stirred up, get the energy stirred up, find that new soulmate, have a new idea on how to meet new soulmates, rather than feeling as though you've lost an important soulmate. You haven't lost anything. You've been given an opportunity. All right. When one door closes, another opens. And that's kind of what this is. Final message for our Leos. Shadow work for our Leos, please. In stillness. Okay. In stillness, hear the universe's whispers and uncover the answers you seek. Serenity, deep awareness, cosmic peace. All right, so meditation might be really good for you guys at the moment as well. With that, it's definitely a big transformative healing energy for you here, Leo, in one way or another. But that's what we have for you. More than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Leave me a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading as well. And we will move on to our Virgos. Okay, Virgo, last but not least today, Virgo, shadow work message for our Virgos, the final release, shadow work messages for our Virgos. I think I might even put that in the heading this week, the final release. Victim consciousness. Oh, this is a rough one, Virgo, not going to lie. This is a big thing to be releasing, because this is all the things where I put the blame on others. So this is definitely facing some of our inner ish. All the places in my life where I am the victim. Am I really the victim, or am I placing blame unfairly on others, or just because when we're releasing victim consciousness, we're taking personal responsibility for our words, our actions, our behaviors. So it's hard. It's not easy to face some of the stuff. It's not easy to accept the blame for, and I'm not saying that you're not the victim, Virgo, because for a lot of you, you probably definitely are the victim, but it's the putting the blame solely out on everyone else. It stops us from being able to move past these things, because we're so busy focusing outwards that we're not doing the inward stuff in order to move past it. All right, so when we're because then we get very much caught in that trap of, oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. And we just get stuck on a loop of, I'm the victim, I'm the victim, I'm the victim, I'm the victim. Everyone else is to blame, everyone else is to blame, everyone else is to blame. Whereas if we stop and take personal responsibility, even if not for what happened or what was said or whatever, for allowing to put ourselves in that situation in the first place, for allowing ourselves to allow this to affect us so much. You're the victim of your own self sometimes, Virgo. It's enabling us to take personal responsibility to learn from this rather than sit and throw blame. We need to take personal responsibility of, well, I can't change the past. What can I do about it? What can I do from here? What can I learn in order to avoid this in the future? Because if you sit there and just take the blame and then wonder why the same thing happens over and over and over and over again, it's because you haven't actually done the work associated. You haven't learnt the lesson associated with whatever it is. Like I said, I'm not actually blaming you here. I'm not saying that you weren't the victim, because you probably genuinely were the victim for a lot of you here. But it's, needing to take responsibility, take personal responsibility of, how am I going to stop allowing this to affect my future, affecting my present and my future by, putting so much focus on, this person did this to me. Yes, they did that to you. You can't change the past. I'm sorry, but you can't. What can you do in order to make sure that that's not affecting you anymore? What can I learn from the situation? What did I learn from the situation? Bit of a rough one, Virgo. Not going to lie. It's a hard one. It is. I'm not saying that it's not. It's a hard one to sometimes even see where you are shifting the blame to others and not taking personal responsibility. Shadow work message for our Virgos. Shadow work message for the Virgo collective. Just clarify that third card for Virgo. Why are we seeing that third card for Virgo? Just clarify that, please. Yeah, okay. So we have the birds coming through first. It's time to talk about it, Virgo. It's conversations needing to be had with yourself first and foremost. It's in order to get yourself moving in the right direction. We do have the rider coming through next, which is a card of movement, forward action. Getting back up on that bike and riding off into the sunset, having those conversations with yourself, finding inner wisdom in the situation so that we can start moving forward. All right. So that's coming through relatively straightforward here. Releasing the worries and enabling ourselves to focus on the future, the forward movement, rather than the distant memories of pain and hurt and suffering and, he said, she said. I'm getting there as well. What we're moving towards here, we have the city energy coming through. So it's actually kind of telling me that it's just probably important for you to get moving. Just get moving, get busy, keep busy, stay busy. The city is like it's a crazy rat race, right? It's a lot of fast-paced movement, a lot of energy, a lot of people, a lot of things going on, a lot of things to look at, a lot of things to do, a lot of things to see. It's a city, all right? It's busy. It's a lot. It's big, huge. Keep yourself busy. It's getting in the thick of it all. It's getting in the thick of it all and racing around like imagine, we've got the motorbike rider there, the motorbike on that one, and then we've got the city. So, be like an Uber driver, race around to everywhere, race around, keep yourself really busy. I do feel as though it's specifically asking you to stay busy during this time, Virgo. There's just something about that, kind of as a distraction, I suppose. It's going to help you actually move forward. away from these things. Staying busy is actually, because I feel like when I've clarified that, I've got the tree, which not only is that your card here, Virgo, but it's self-healing, it's self-growth, it's time for healing, time for that growth. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's a subconscious growth that's needing to take place here, a subconscious healing. So it's one thing to, you need to stop, take personal responsibility, but then that's it. I don't care. I'm just going to, well, I do care, but I'm just going to keep busy so that I don't dwell, because the dwelling, bad. Stopping on those issues, bad. Keep yourself moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep yourself busy to the point, that it might actually be in order to distract yourself from dwelling on these things. Accept, then move forward. Accept, move forward, keep busy. Subconscious healing, subconscious growth here. All right, I feel like that's the phase we're needing for you with this here, Virgo, is to just keep yourself really busy, knowing and trusting that it's all part of your healing process. All right, it's part of how you take care of yourself, because if you dwell, bad, that's stopping your healing. All right, it's going to put you into a negative mindset, which is stopping your healing. So you actually need to keep quite busy at the moment, Virgo. So there you go. That's not necessarily the message I was expecting, but just go with what comes out. But final message for the Virgos. What else does Virgo need to know in regard to shadow work, please? Shadow work for Virgo. Echoes of love. Love echoes throughout the universe, touching all souls. Listen to its call and feel the healing resonance within. Resonance, healing voice, universal connection. All right, so maybe that's why you need to be out and so busy, because you do need to be, connected to a world greater than your own right now. Whether that's, the whole universe, or, just being, busy in a crowd of people kind of thing, just being hectic and surrounded, and knowing that, there's so much varied energy around the world that I can definitely, create. Looking around you too at the crowd, of like seeing all the energy of, I'm going to make that energy my own. I'm going to make that my own, sort of thing, and using the love that you see out and about in the world, in the crowd, to hear that echo. If that's possible for that random couple walking past me, then it's possible for me. If that person sitting by themselves can be happy and smiling, then so could I. It's a connection. Everyone has the potential to be just as happy as everybody else. It's about choosing that for yourself and doing what you need to do in order to find that for yourself. All right, so that's what we have for you today, Virgo. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Make sure you do leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And I will see you guys all again soon. Thank you so much for spending time with me during the shadow work reading. I hope everyone has a really good full moon period. I will be only doing a all signs weekly reading this week. It is school holidays here in Australia coming up to Easter, so keep an eye out for all the Easter videos and all that as well. But this next week's all signs will just be weekly. Sorry, the weeklies will just be an all signs reading this week. Okay, but that's what I have for you all, and I'll see you all again soon.